So welcome everybody, and thanks for taking the time to have a look at this tutorial, basically, or webinar. So what we're trying to do is actually educate some people each month on certain features inside the system. This month will be we're educating you on how to get the most out of the QR codes, which probably now is the best feature inside the system. It's quite easy actually for you to actually get set up here. So with the QR codes, you would have noticed that there's a QR code relating to a hazard. There's a QR code relating to an incident. There's a QR code when you actually create a checklist. And there's a QR code relating to a contractor. And there's also a QR code relating to doing business, building basically a maintenance request code. So, saying that you've actually got those QR codes, there's something you can actually do. There's two ways you can actually use these QR codes. You can actually basically have it that a person has to log into the system to scan a QR code. So they scan in that QR code, it'll bring up your sign-in form. They'd have to enter their username and password. But really, at the end of the day, it's going to be so much easier for you to actually select this user admin dashboard, select the building management icon, and select this public pages. So what does a public page mean? I'll select add public page, and let me select, say for an example, that site, and I want the hazard form to be public. No, I don't want my employee list on there, or yes, I do want my employee list on there. That means, since I've made that public, I could actually print, oops, let me go back there. I could actually print out that QR code, stick it on a wall, basically, and do the same thing for an incident, same thing for a checklist. I could actually stick that on the wall, and you're looking at a person who scans that QR code. It'll actually bring up this hazard form on their phone without you even being logged in. So if you've got a QR code reader on your phone, if you scan that QR code, it will bring this form up on your phone, not even logged into the system. So you can imagine how easy it is now for your employees to use that. So actually what I've actually been doing today is a classic example. I've actually been building QR codes and in this incident form here. So so here you can actually, basically I've built this little template. I got my QR code. All I did is use the product called Snagit, or a screen capture tool, where I actually captured that QR code, copy, opened up my little template for hazard, pasted that QR code in here, and stuck the client's logo in here, and then basically sent it to them. And you're looking at that there. You can stick that around your facility, just like this one here. So for an example, so you could actually put it on an A4 bit of paper. I literally today have just gone down to Officeworks, bought some stickers, and printing these out. So there's 4 to a page. You might even want to print them out, 6 to a page or 8 to a page, whatever it may be. But 4 to a page looks pretty good. So stick them on a wall around your different facility, and all your employee has to do is scan that QR code to fill in an incident or a hazard, or even complete a checklist. That's how easy that is. So you would make them public. Now you don't have to make them public. You don't have to do that. But how much easier is it? Say for an example, if you've got a warehouse or vehicles or whatever it may be, you could actually just develop this QR code. If you wanted to, you could send me an email and I will send you these templates and actually slot it in there. So so literally what you could do is I could actually basically scan your QR code, slot them in these little formats for you, send them off to you. It only takes me a couple of minutes, and but you would need to just set it up in the back, and I'd give you step-by-step instructions depending on how many sites you've got in your system. So so saying that with the hazards and saying that with the incidents, just remembering if you scan that QR code, it's going to bring up this form. They're going to fill in that incident. It's automatically still going to go into your system as read. Even though they weren't logged into the system, it'll actually put it back into your system. So with the checklist, it's a great idea for you to come here and use, you know, one of the other most popular features in the system to build a checklist. I would relate the checklist to the global site, the site in red. Select this field as open. It's kind of relative new kind of feature. Relate it to save an example, an activity. It's picking up your activity register. That's why save an example. I always say that try to put activities inside the system that not only need a safe work method statement or a procedure, but also you want to build a checklist related to. You can relate it to a machine. You can relate it to a compliance, and this is something that you should be doing, actually uploading your standards and codes of practice in your compliance register and laying it to it, and then relate it to a policy. This is just picking up all the other data in your system. You can actually give this checklist a name and build your checklist as you should be. Rightio. So it's easy way to actually get checklist online. So it and build that checklist. So now after I build this checklist, wait a minute, I'll just put a review date on there for continual improvement. If I select this person now, it's automatically going to go into this person's to-do list on that day. I'll select add. So there's the checklist that I just created just then. If I select view, it's automatically created that with a QR code. The reason why I open that field up is because now I can select another site and do that same checklist for that different site instead of me having to copy it over and over and over again each checklist. So I've made that checklist there like that. You could come to the user admin dashboard, come to the building management section, come to public page, select add public page, select the site that the checklist was related to, select the item as checklist, and select the checklist that we just created. Yes, do I want my employee list on it? Or no, I don't, where it leaves it with a text field that they enter their name. So either one. If you're doing a lot of in-house stuff, I would actually select this. If you're actually having it that checklist is anywhere, I would select no so people don't get a list of your employees. Select save. So if I go back to that checklist now, I could print out this QR code here, but it's much better for you to just scan it with a site, you know, a snippet tool, and then basically copy that, go to your checklist one, paste it in as a checklist, and yeah, you could actually change the name of that checklist because I've actually got a blank template that you can actually put all the different what checklist it was. So you're looking at there, if you scan that checklist, if you've got a QR code on your phone, you can scan that checklist right there. It will bring up that checklist that we just created on your phone and you're not even logged into the system. So in saying that, that's the best thing for you to actually get the features out of that QR code feature is literally just go user admin dashboard, building management, public page, and if you've got multi-sites, you would need, see for an example, there's 20 sites inside here. So if I wanted on my hazard form QR code and my incident form QR code, I would have to make each one of those public. I'd do one for 23 Mile Street, then I'd do one for Canterbury hazard. So therefore what happens is when you scan that QR code, it'll actually drop down every single site that you've actually entered here to make it public for either a hazard or an incident. It'll be on that drop down list of that form. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So if it doesn't, you can send me some questions about that and I can send you that. But I think the best thing for you guys is to get the most out of your system quickly and easily is straight away develop all your sites for your hazard as public, all your sites for your incident as public, certain checklists that you want them to do as public, and then probably the best feature inside the system now, building management, develop maintenance request link. You can actually now develop a maintenance request link for a site. So you can build it for emergency equipment maintenance, as in for the entire site of Canterbury, or an individual plant and equipment item. Let's just select the individual plant and equipment item. So let's just save an example there, a forklift. So I can develop a maintenance request code for a forklift, and the person who's going to receive the request is this person. I can select email, SMS, but in here I can actually say, cage not working, whatever it may be, all these different things, and I can actually have location of that forklift. So I can actually build your own responses in here. So you can imagine you could do it for a site. If you're a facility with a warehouse or something like that, it might be, roller shutter's not working, lights not working, or even, say for an example, if you wanted to, it might be all the different machines inside your system and have a location. It's totally up to you. These might even be your clients, and this might be your request. You tailor it to wherever it may be that you need. The end result, it creates, again, a QR code. You could actually print out that QR code, or the same thing as what I've done is create it as a frame. When you scan that QR, you would also make this QR code public. You definitely make it public. When you scan that QR code, this is what it brings up. So the person, if I selected in the public page that it'd have to be, I wanted my employee list there, it'd be a drop down. But here I selected, no, I don't, so I can enter my name. So here's one I actually have done for a forklift. So I've put all the different maintenance things that could go wrong with the forklift and the location, whatever it may be. And I can enter description in here and submit. So not only is an email alerted the person responsible, but that has automatically now, that was the email just come through then, but it's automatically there. See how it's actually put that into the maintenance register? Complete with work order number. And you can actually just select this icon here, and you can farm that out to a individual employee, or if you wanted to a contractor that's in your system. Once that's done, it'll go orange inside the system, and you can even enter the cost of maintenance inside here, even upload the invoice, and you can even publish this there, so you can actually get completed items. So it actually prints out a report, so you can say, geez, we've had a lot of expenses at Parks and Gardens. It's cost us $20,000 this year. So you can actually print out a report and tailor it. So just going over it again, QR codes are related to hazard, incident, checklist, contractor, and also a maintenance request link. You could actually, basically all you need to do is make things public inside your system by selecting the public page. If you want to do it for a hazard, you will need to make every single site public and related to the item of hazard. Okay. If you want to do it for incident and you need to relate it to every single site and relate it to incident. That way you're only using one QR code that you can supply to every single site. Every single site, they scan it, it's going to open up your incident form or your hazard form, and it's going to have all your sites there listed, and they can actually fill it and complete it, not even logged into the system. And then if you do it for a checklist, just remembering it's the checklist. When you do it for a checklist, you have to select the site that you're actually related to the checklist to. Okay, so it's and if you do it for a contractor, in here you'll see that there's basically a plant equipment item. So yeah, so you can actually do it for a plant equipment item as well. So it and there's your maintenance request link for the site. But if you do it for a contractor, what it does, it brings up the contractor's ID card. So it, well, not the ID card, but the contracting company's form. So if I scan that QR code on that document there, it brings up this form here so the person can actually see all the contractor's documentation. So hopefully that has helped you a lot. If you do want me to just develop some QR codes for a hazard and a checklist for you, I'm more than happy to do that and then send you the template as well. So then you can print it out on a printer. We've actually just sourced some really good some stickers and so forth, which are 4 to a page. We went down to Officeworks and paid an absolute fortune for the first pack, but then online we saw we can actually get them for $5.95 for a whole pack. So we'll also if you want that information, more than happy to supply that to you, and then you just print it out, stick them around the site. How easy is that? It's going to make you look good as good. You can stick them on your car, stick them on your truck, stick them in your warehouse, stick them on a wall, anything you want to do. So that's where like building checklists, and just relating to anything you want and making it public. So I hope that helps, and just using those features is actually going to get all your employees involved in the system much quicker, and it's going to be far easier, and you'll find they'll actually use it, and you're going to get great value out of your system. All right, thanks very much. I will actually send everyone the recording of this seminar, webinar. So, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me at phil@onlinecompliance.com.au, or you can give me a call on 0416 03 0563. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Brad. Ta.
Bye, mate.